one of our favorite directors because he's one of the whitest kids you know.
Oh,
Zach Cregger and the
oh,
new Resident Evil.
dude, that
I
trailer dropped
I
right after we we recorded last
I
week.
couldn't stop myself. I watched a bit of the trailer just because I was like, I cannot wait for this movie. And even the bits that I stopped watching after we saw the guy in the tunnel, and I was like,
Sure.
I need to save everything else for later. Even though it did see the kind of creature coming out of the door frame, which is like
Yes.
my kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I love. I've watched so many interviews with Zach Cregger post this trailer coming out and him talking about like I I understand Resident Evil is a lot of zombies. You're dealing with zombies. I didn't want to focus on that. We've gotten a lot of that. I wanted to focus on the T virus, which is what we haven't gotten a ton of, and that's more fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So when I'm gonna get a Resident Evil movie, and I'm not gonna populate it with T virus like creatures.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating to me the things uh that thing does to people's bodies that I want to do that.
I hope
And
we get some like animals that have been transformed as well. Like, in the
we'll
first
get the
few
Dobermans,
Resident
I'm
Evils,
sure.
we get the Dobermans. Yeah. Uh,
They'll jump through a window.
yeah. I'm really hoping that the main character has a gallon jug of PCP as a callback to the whitest kids you know.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I do also I love the fact that it's a lot of third person too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff behind his shoulder. You're
That kind
seeing
of third person over the shoulder like Resident Evil 4 was and like Resident Evil 9 is now.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was comfortable with it because what's it called? Gears of War was
Yeah.
third
Very
person.
Gears of War-esque.
Yeah. Uh
Uh
but he talked about how the choreography between the actor and the cameraman having to like whenever he looks left or right, the
yeah.
cameraman
I
has to
saw that
do it
interview. That's so cool.
in the way that it would do it on the game. They had to figure that out of how they would move with each other. Um,
Are we at the point where we can call Zach Krieger an Artur?
I think after this one, probably because I don't like as much as you wanted to crown Jordan Peele with that after Get Out, which 1,000% like even looking back now,
Deserving.
yeah, you could tell like yeah, because his body of work since then with Us is very cinematic and it's a very Jordan Peele movie.
You could
Like
say the same as Nope, which is
yeah, no,
behind you.
which I right here.
I mean,
I look
you
like
yeah, Vanna White. Uh,
I was trying to go more Kristen Wiig from SNL.
yes, gotcha.
Um,
I mean, you said it offline before we started recording. The movie has a perfect third act.
it like there's I in modern movies, I don't think they're like in more recent movies. I guess in this millennia, I would say it has one of the top third acts. Like as far as like a if you could even quantify if it's just sci-fi or anything like that, I think it just has one of those things that whenever it just like everything comes together in a way that you're not expecting, but it just works.
Yeah,
And whenever you get to the end with Kiki Palmer with hitting because they established it earlier, they that camera
yeah.
inside the well, and it's just she does the Akira slide, which is like
Yes,
it's one of my favorite
so
interview
fucking
moments,
cool.
one of my favorite interview moments ever because the interviewer brings it up to Jordan. He's like, "You did the Akira slide," and he just starts giggling. He's been waiting for somebody to bring it up,
Waiting for someone to say it. Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah, I got to do it." It's like I put a motorcycle in the movie to do
to
that.
do that. Yeah. Um, I mean, I think Krieger and Peel. I think there's a lot of parallels that you can draw there. You know, with Peel, like you said, you had Get Out, you had Us, Nope. You know, uh, outside of the whitest kids, Barbarian was the first thing that I saw of his that he directed.
Did he
Uh,
not direct Miss March?
did he?
I don't know because I've seen
Uh,
Miss March, and what's his
oh,
name? Craig Robinson is in it
yes,
with
yes,
a very awful, stupid name.
yes. Uh, but no, at Barbarian, we felt very strongly about that movie, and
He did direct it
it
with
was,
Trevor. R.I.P.
of
Trevor
course,
Moore.
of course,
R.I.P. Trevor.
yeah. Uh, but like that movie was different than what we were getting. It's the same with
Oh
Get
yeah,
Out. Get Out was very different than what we had been getting. And then, fast forward to stuff like, Companion. We were very high on that as well. Uh,
yeah. It was one of my favorite movies last year.
and then
Um,
Weapons comes out, and dear God,
Blows us away.
how great was that movie, or is that movie, with just a phenomenal cast, a phenomenal story, shot so well. And
Edited
now we're getting,
perfectly.
yeah, and now we're getting Resident Evil.
Oscar winning
Yeah, now we're getting Resident Evil that
is a
it has
fully
no
him.
it
It's
it has no business being good after all we've seen from the Resident Evil movies. Let's just be real honest about it.
I mean, I've got
Uh,
Silent Hill behind me too, which has a similar kind of fate. And this movie was awful, but
yeah,
was it a good representation of Silent Hill? Yes, because
yeah,
it was confusing as hell. And what is
yes,
Silent Hill? Confusing as
confusing
hell.
as hell.
Um,
Uh, yeah, Resident Evil just like it's one of those things that's been around. Like I've been
so
playing
long
Resident
now.
Evil games since like
96?
1994 or 5 or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, 96 maybe. So you're talking about the better part of 30 plus years, and there's a lot of baggage there. And the fact that they gave it to him and he's putting his own spin on it, and nobody's like, but blah blah blah, the games, blah blah blah. I mean, there are those people out there, but they're idiots.
Yeah, but the
Uh,
not the studio. The studio gave
no,
him like free reign. You
yeah,
do what you think is going to make a good movie and make it Resident Evil.
yeah.
Don't
I'm incredibly excited for it.
yeah,
In fact, we can call this the year of video games at this point because we get Resident Evil, we get
Mario,
Street
Street
Fighter,
Fighter.
Mortal Kombat 2, and Mario has come out and grossed $1 trillion.
I'm sure.
So, yeah,
What and also I love the fact that I believe Cregger in that same interview that I watched where he broke down the trailer. I believe he also said that this is just a completely brand new character set in the world
yes.
around Resident Evil 2, which everybody's upset because this
Yeah, it's
has
outside
snow.
Raccoon.
Yeah,
It's outside
whenever
Raccoon City.
yeah, everybody was upset because like it has snow, which is more indicative of it being like December, and I believe Resident Evil 2 took place in August. So people were
Yeah.
having like nitpicky things about that. And then what's it called? They're trying to say, oh, maybe he's the merchant that appears later. Dude, just you
Just
don't
enjoy the
have
movie.
yeah, just like he's just a new guy. He's there are a ton of people who are there whenever Resident Evil happens. He's just one of
Yeah.
them, and we're
Yeah.
he's thrown into this just like everybody else, and we're just
Yeah.
following him. So
Yeah. So I'm
cannot
super
wait for it.
fucking excited
Cannot
about
wait
it. It's
for
going
it.
to be so damn good.